Goju Nation, how you doing? How you doing? Again, I'm sorry. I start these podcasts, I melody pops in my head. It's almost like it's the drink I have to calm my nerves before I get started, so it gets me going. You probably know which one that is. If you don't, then something's wrong with your palate musically, and you need to get your game up. Okay, but it is what it is. How you doing, Goju Nation? How you been? I know. I'm here though. I'm here. I had to make sure we had some good stuff to talk about. Make sure I was qualitative in my walk. That's what I do. That's why y'all stick with me. Okay? I bring the qualified, the verified, the certified. That's what I do. Okay? And when I do that, you guys are happy. So I'm here. Okay? Now, make sure you jump in the DMs. Okay? Don't forget to follow us on the socials. You got Threads, you got IG, you got X, you got Facebook, you got YouTube, all at GothamJungle. One word, just how it sounds. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if you're mad I took too long to get back here. Let me know if you want to hear more about what I'm talking about. Let me know what topics that I'm speaking to that speak to you. And let me know how you feel about it. Okay? Producer I'm working with said, get to it. Stop dancing with these intros. Just get with it. So here we go. The Q. Qualified. Okay? Got my album reviews for you this time. You're going to be a little surprised at where I go. Let's start with Ariana Grande. I'm a fan of Ariana Grande. My biggest memory of Ariana Grande that wasn't even her songs, it was just her talent, was when she was on Saturday Night Live a few years back, and they had a skit where she had to be on a ship, and they had to get a spaceship, and they had to get to some certain destination, and she had to sing certain songs to get them past certain points for their survival. And if I remember correctly, she had to do like Christina Aguilera, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, and herself to get through this, if I remember correctly. And what she did was an imitation of each one of them to get through, and she nailed each one. And I said, whoever that is, that's absolute talent. Like, opens her mouth, talent comes out. Anyway, Ariana Grande started as an actress on Nickelodeon. We know that she did Victoria, she did Sam and Cat. She transitioned into music. Yours Truly was the debut album in 2013. You know, powerful vocals. That's what she knows more than anything. She got powerful vocals in that small frame. Okay. She rose the frame with subsequent hit albums. My Everything was great. Dangerous Woman was special. That's when she kind of got a little grown, okay, and Sweetener. She's received multiple Grammy Awards, Billboard Awards, MTV Music Awards, all nominations, and she got, hit songs. Thank You, Next, Seven Rings, Break Free. She's 10 years plus in the game. She's got 380 million followers on IG. Her dedicated fan base will not be disappointed with this new album, Eternal Sunshine. Even the name is very Ariana. Now, I don't know if you know the algorithm for social media followers, which translates to actual like sales or downloads. It's like somewhere between 5 and 10 to 1. Now, she's got a fan base of 380 million. So if just her IG base follows this algorithm or pieces algorithm, her album's going to be very successful just from the downloads they take from there. Okay? So she's got a successful album on her a successful album on her hands, and it's well done. All right? Now, she writes down the middle, but it's good writing. It's not corny, okay? Just talking about like McDonald's and dumb crap. She's just very qualitative, emotional writing, okay? But there is a concern with Ariana. I called this out a couple of years ago on the podcast, or even last year when I heard certain other artists coming around. She's got artists coming up that are coming up behind her that are very good at what they are doing, and they're going to cut into her base, okay? These newer artists, especially Olivia Rodrigo, are coming up from the rear. Olivia, spoken about her, okay? She's been nominated for Grammys the past 2 years. That song Driver's License was nominated for Song of the Year, okay? Her last album was fantastic, okay? Vampire, she's got some good stuff here, okay? And her writing is much more subliminal, okay? It's like double entendres, this dichotomies of expression within her music that if you're not paying attention, you don't catch it. And when you do catch it, that's the talent. It's almost like watching a movie where you with a surprise ending. That's Olivia Rodrigo. Now, along with her and Billie Eilish, same type of writing style or energy, if you will, they're translating more with today's youth or today's young population. And what I'm starting to get now is I'm starting to get like the vibes I got when Cardi B first came out and Nicki was doing her thing. The same vibes want to go even further back that when New Edition was popular, here comes Jodeci. Whereas after a minute, you look around, you realize that they're the one that's on top and kind of how did they outpace me? How did they lap me, if you will? So I'm not saying she's not going to be successful, but look, she's been doing her thing for over 10 years plus on the singing side. So she's fine. And I tell you about her fan base is, I'm just saying that musically, as it's starting to shift, she's not shifting with it. And artists that are leading this shift, they're starting to grab that base. So it's something she should pay attention to before she jumps into a legacy lane, which she's too young to do that. And that will keep her where she needs to be. So that's something I'm just paying attention to, okay, in reference to Ariana Grande, okay? Strongest song on the album, for me, is Ordinary Things, which is the last song on the album. Yeah, but okay, we'll take it, all right? Eternal Sunshine. If you're a fan, part of her base, make sure you don't miss it. You probably have it already, okay? Next one, okay? I want you to do yourself a favor, Goju Nation. I want you to do yourself a favor. The next time you're spending time with yourself, you may be shopping, you may be cleaning, you may be getting ready for the week, and you're just spending time with yourself, getting things together. Do yourself a favor and download Norah Jones, yes, I said it, her latest project, okay? Talented, versatile, been doing this for a couple years. Remember, she rose to fame with her first album in 2002, Come Away With Me, which featured the classic song, definitely absolutely in my playlist, Don't Know Why. Don't know why I didn't go. That song is just classic with her playing the piano. My heart is resting white. She nails it. She nails it. Now, this is the love song that was in the movie Made in Manhattan with Ralph Fiennes and Jennifer Lopez. Now it clicks for you, right? Okay, that song's from that movie. Now, she's a jazz folk vocalist that plays the piano. Okay, soulful as well in her own way. She has consistent, high quality music. Her listeners love her. Her latest album is Visions. It's called Visions. Showcases continuously that exceptional artistry that comes out of her organically by playing that piano. It's her 9th studio album. 9. It's her 9th studio album. And she's not reinventing the musical wheel. But like I said, this album delivers soulful, reflective songs that perfect for relaxing or setting the mood for various activities. That's why I said if you're going shopping, you're cleaning the house, get ready for the week, this is an album for you. It will speak to you and you'll be in great shape. Okay? One staying on track on the album Visions is the opening song All This Time, which is interesting because it's live music, but the vibe is like a hip-hop loop of which she's playing older, which gives it a little bit of baby edge, especially for Norah Jones. And it's a style that if she leans on it and leans into it, she might be in good shape because that was well done. It's well done, right? And it absolutely creates a vibe. Okay? Now you can see her taking this song and going to a jazz musician club like the Blue Note in Manhattan and basically playing this song and having like a Wu-Tang member rap over it or like a Mos Def rap over it. That's the type of vibe it is, but it's a very good song. It's a very good song. Okay, signature vocals, piano, whole thing. And the album closes on a high note with the song That's Life. Feel good song, feel good tune. It will motivate you, uplift you. Okay, now this one here, I want to stop and make sure you pay attention to what I'm saying here. Okay, Norah Jones is qualitative music. It feeds your spirit, it feeds your soul. You don't even have to remember the songs. It's just the vibe of what she does. Okay, if you're a fan of her work, she doesn't disappoint. She keeps doing what she needs to do, okay? But if you're just lover of music, like, I just love music, I just listen to everything, well, then go get this out, okay? Enjoy the musical escape and be happy that this is born into your life. You're welcome. Thank me later. Okay. Next, we want to speak about somebody else that's put an album out lately, R&B pop genre, created by who? I don't say created by who, but mastered by who? Justin, not Bieber, Timberlake. New album, Everything I Thought I Was. Now, here's what's great about Justin at this space in his life. Because he knows that he's made all the money he's going to make, he's just making albums because it just speaks to him being creative. And when he's just being creative and just expressing himself, his poetic expression, because he's a writer, guys, okay? A singer and writer, okay? And his writing echoes emotions and the stories that's happening in his life in real time and in real space when it comes to just, I guess, his current emotional space that he's in right now. The soundscape journey of his fifth solo album, okay? Fifth solo album. You may thought he may have did more, but it's only his fifth solo album, okay? One of the gems of the album, especially if you're a fan of Justice, that he does a reunion in Sync. In Sync is on this album, on a song called Paradise, okay? Harmonious throwback that feels and reminds you of past songs intertwined with what's happening right now. Okay, so it meets the fan expectations in that sense. His versatility navigates between genres, like I said, pop and R&B. Imagination is the standout record for me. That's the record that's the Don't Stop the Night. That's the record. Imagination is big. Harmony's a fantastic. Song is nice. Okay, he brought his team on board with the whole thing. Drown, Infinity Sex, and Conditions also shine on this album as well, too. Timberland is back. Not that he went anywhere. Danger's there as well, too. Timberland's team member / protege. It adds depth and texture to the album. Now, what's done very well here is that you don't feel as if Timberland, you don't feel like it's Justin singing over Timberland beats or tracks or melodies. You feel like they've now merged to where Timberland understands where Justin is and just adds a little bit of his flavor to what Justin wants to do, more so than Justin rhyming over a Timberland track. So when you reflect on Justin and his dates him in sync to his solo career, he has clearly let himself know that he's pushed the boundaries and redefined the R&B and pop genre. It is his genre, okay? This album, Everything I Thought It Was, reminds us of Justin's artistry, his ability to evolve, and it's a testament and dedication to his craft and a commitment to his fans. So you will not be disappointed. Did I say disappointment? You won't be disappointed. So there you go. Ariana Grande, Norah Jones, Justin Timberlake. I bet you didn't think two of those albums I would even think about reviewing or speaking to, but that's what I do. I'm telling you, I know what I'm doing here. That's the cue, the cue, the cue, the cue. All right, here we go. And the V, and the V, and the V, and the V. You know I make those left turns, okay? So this one we're going to title, and I've done the B already. This one we're going to call the verify, the letter I in the word bitch. Told you about that before you paid attention, but here we go. The letter I in the word bitch. I want to read some to you, okay? And then we're going to discuss it, okay? Here we go. It's a letter that was written anonymously. I'm just reading the details of what this person said, okay? My boyfriend of 3 years lost his job last month, which has been a significant change for him. He approached me 2 weeks ago and asked if I could help him pay his mortgage. But I told him no. That's why I paused. I want to make sure I heard what I said, okay? Last week, he presented me with a spreadsheet detailing everything he had done for me during our relationship, totaling over $20,000 in value. He then broke up with me 3 years down the drain, despite feeling guilty because he never asked for anything. I still feel that if he truly is my man, then he should have something to offer as well. I can't believe this man broke up with me because I told him no. He found a way to pay it. I don't think I was wrong because he's supposed to lead, not me. He's supposed to lead, not me. Plus, I don't live with him. If I was living with him, I would have did it then. Do you see my point? Thoughts? I read this. I damn near lost my fucking mind. I damn near lost my mind. See, the pros and cons of the situations make sense. And let me tell you how much this upset me. This upset me so much that I threw this concept into our artificial intelligence engine and asked Telly, that's Tellee, what the pros and cons of what this dialogue represents. And then I'm going to weigh in on how I feel based upon that. Because I was so in my feels about this. I said, this must be cap. But I was so in my feels, I said, let me get an unbiased thought process of what's being done here, and then I'll jump in here so I don't come across as if I'm just being biased and anti-female and pro-male. And see, that's why I didn't want to do that. So here's what I got, okay? And I'm going to go through it, okay? So here's the pro, okay? The boyfriend had the courage to ask for help during challenging times. It shows vulnerability and trust in their relationship no matter what it is. In tough times, providing support can strengthen the bond between partners. Now, that's if the partner's built that way, especially the female partner's built that way. Now, being together or not being together, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm saying that 3 years is definitely something of significance and should not be put to the side if things work or do not work. Now, here's the flip side, okay? The girlfriend's approach to not providing financial help can be seen as maintaining personal boundaries and financial independence. It's essential for partners to maintain individual autonomy, even though she's being amazingly, this is me talking, financially selfish. You are wrong. He has overhelped you. And if you are partners or have had anything of significant and he comes to you, it is simply your turn. I repeat, it is simply your turn. Now that's me on the end of that pro and con. Here's the next one, okay? The boyfriend's gesture presenting a spreadsheet detailing his contributions can be viewed as an attempt to communicate and highlight his efforts in the relationship. It emphasizes the importance of valuing and acknowledging each of the contributions. Here's the con. However, his perspective of expecting reciprocity in terms of financial support raises the question of equality in the relationship. Fair. While contributions are important, there should not be a spreadsheet. Okay? We should not be defining the dynamics of the relationship. Okay? Now, here's my point of view on top of that. I call bullshit. Okay? And this is why I call bullshit. If it was the other way around and she helped him out the way he helped her out, whether they were together or not, and she came to him and said, I need a little bit of help. And if he flat out shut her down, the only word he is an asshole. He's only an asshole. It doesn't matter if they're together or not. Y'all will be losing your damn mind saying, she helped him out when he was down. He should help her out. Doesn't matter if they're together or not. And that's exactly how y'all will call it. So I call bullshit on that. So fuck that dynamics of a relationship and keeping stuff to the side. He overhelped you. You can assist him. Couple more. His stance on expecting her to have something to offer reflects the importance of self-reliance and not solely depending on the other person for financial security. It encourages individual growth and responsibility within the relationship. Should have been her to him. Basically, her saying no should motivate him to want to do things for himself, which will build up his self-esteem and encourage growth and relationship between the relationship, whether they're together or not. That's basically what that says, okay? However, mutual support and understanding needs to be understood. It's crucial to find a middle ground where both partners feel valued and respected, even in times of financial restraint. That's a big one because couples break up a lot of times over money. And it's crucial, I'm repeating this, it's crucial to find a middle ground where both parties feel valued and respected. Valued and respected. Valued and respected. Even in times of financial strain, or no matter what the circumstance is, feel valued and respected. Big one, okay? So, Telly, our AI rock star, seeing both sides, I get it. But the I in the word bitch is this. The word reciprocity is in her vocabulary. She would continue to receive his support if it was there. And she made a clinical case to prevent her from supporting him. This is the energy I'm talking about when men say, I ain't doing shit. Or this is why men have a different energy once they get their women, when they act a certain way, because this is what they are exposed to if these things happen. And that's verified. And that's verified. Now, if you're taking care of your woman, fine. But here's what it should be. Now, here's my theory on relationships. And I'm not a relationship doctor. I'm just saying through my experiences and my circumstance of dealing with plenty of women, some have kids, some don't have kids, some have plural kids, some have financial situations, some are very well off, etc. I'm saying this. I don't deal with the 50-50. Because if we do 50-50, right? We do 50-50. And then you're not okay and I'm not okay. Now we got 80-80. We don't have 100%. Okay? What I do is I do the 80-80 theory. You give 80%, I give 80%. Doesn't mean you give everything, but I give 80 and you give 80. So what that means is that when you come down to 60 and I come down to 50, we still have over 100% of effort into our circumstances. And that's emotionally, that's mentally, that's financially, that's spiritually, that's physically, whatever that may be. So I don't do the 50-50, I do the 80-80. If we did 80-80, this circumstance never happens because we have a reciprocity of value and respect that goes a little bit beyond saying we're going to split it down the middle. You're going to give a little bit more effort, I'm going to give a little bit more effort. And within that, when there's issues, I got your back, you got mine when I'm not at my best. 80-80. That's verified. The V, the V, the V, the V. And the C, the C, the C, the C, which is certified. This is absolutely certified. Oh my God, you're not going to like this one, especially the fans of this artist. But it is what it is. Here we go. Beyonce just came off her Renaissance tour. Then her husband made a rant at the Grammys about her winning the most Grammys of all time, not winning Album of the Year, which she should have won that year. Adele won. But I digress. Okay. And not getting the respect she deserves as a legacy artist. The reason why I said the word legacy artist, because Beyonce came home from the tour and Beyonce realized that the younger demographic doesn't see her as the initial priority female artist anymore. She looked up and said, oh, wait a minute. Now that, You Can't Break My Soul is still there, but they're playing one Beyonce record while they're playing 3 to 4 SZA records, 1 to 2 Coco Jones records, legacy records, not say legacy records, older artists, or let's say career artists from LMA, Muni Long, Lizzo. This is what the base is today. If I want to go back, if you're a 90s baby, this is SZA, Coco Jones, Lizzo, LMA, Muni Long. If this is the 90s, that's Monica, that's Brandy, that's Faith, that's Mary J. Blige. Meanwhile, Whitney and Mariah saying, who are these people? That's literally what that analogy is. Okay. But these young artists are culturally more relevant and age appropriate than Beyonce. So when you say, well, why is she making a country album? Because she's in the middle of a space where she now has to realize that she has to stay relevant. So she's coming up with ideas. So if you want to dig into my brain a little bit, okay, think about the timing of when Jay-Z chose to say what he said about Beyonce. Think about the timing of Texas Hold'em and the country records coming out and why that is. Because there was a time where she didn't have to do something like that, okay? She would just go ahead and make her record and put a ring on it. Okay? So here's what this is. Again, take a step back. Work with me. Don't be upset, Beehive or Bayhive, that I said what I said. Just take a step back. And this happens to every single artist, okay? She has now arrived, because she's over 40, where she has an age-related identity crisis. Age-related identity crisis. Now, that refers to a period in an individual's life, doesn't matter what you're doing in life, somewhere around middle age, where you struggle with feelings of confusion, doubt, anxiety about your current identity and accomplishments. Remember, Miss Carter's over 40 years old now. This often happens to a person that starts to question their sense of self, purpose, or achievement as they age and feel the pressure of societal expectations compared to personal aspirations. So don't question why she's making a country album. Reflect and relate to historically. This happens to every artist and individual for that matter. I got some factual examples for you. Okay, here we go. I'll start with number one. Miss Madonna, known as the Queen of Pop. She experienced the same identity crisis around the 40s and 50s. Highlights, 80s and 90s, with songs like a virgin like a virgin in Vogue, on top of the world, couldn't tell her nothing. How about this? In the mid 2000s, she faced criticism for her music and performances, especially her performances, because remember, she had very physical stage shows, okay, lead to doubts about her relevance. Okay, she grappled with staying current and maintaining her image in an over-changing music industry from the 80s and 90s to when it became the 2000s. Not just Madonna. How about this? Shah Rukh Khan, Indian actor, Bollywood superstar, encountered the same identity crisis in his late 40s. Okay, rose to fame in 1990s, became a global icon with films like Dowale Duniya La Jayenge. Didn't think I could pronounce that, did you? In the mid-2010s, though, he faced criticism for film choices that were not as qualitative. Approaching 50, he questioned his roles in films and the evolving demands of the Indian cinema industry. They want like 5 movies out of you a year. Okay, they don't want you sitting down doing 1 movie. They want a lot out of you. Okay. Next example, Mariah Carey, renowned singer-songwriter, more singer, confronted the same thing in her mid-30s. In the mid-90s, We Belong Together, Hero Can Tell Us Nothing, Mariah's World, best voice, 6-octave range. But in 2010, she started doing shows and people said, wait, she can't sing those songs she did before. She can't reach those notes. And got scrutiny for her live performances because she was dubbing her voice underneath her voice. When she has such a great voice, she did not need a background vocalist. So she had issues in her mid-40s with her changing vocal abilities, trying to manage her personal life with her kids, and trying to manage her status as a music diva. It's expensive for the makeup and the clothes and the makeup and the clothes and the all the trappings that go along with that on a consistent basis. Now, when you're making, $10 to $15 million a year, that's fine. But when you're not, you're not. Here's my last example. Sean Kuti, Nigerian musician, Afrobeat artist, son of Fela Kuti, navigated this in his late 30s. Get a theme here? He gained recognition as the prominent Afrobeat musician, continuing his father's legacy with albums like A Long Way to the Beginning. In the mid-2010s, though, he faced the same challenges, establishing himself as a solo artist outside of his father's shadow. Again, approaching his 40s, he grappled with balancing tradition and innovation in his music while seeking to establish a unique identity in his own right in the Afrobeat genre. You see the consistency when I said around what age this happens? Each one of them I said, what around age? What did I say? What did I say? Around 40. Here's some other examples. I'm just going to say because you pay attention to this. Will Smith had the same issue because he couldn't be the action star post 40 and stay in shape the same way. Okay? He's working his way through. Forget the Chris Rock slap just about this. The Kardashians are going through the same thing as well too because they're approaching, watch this. The Kardashians took the space that Paris Hilton had on reality television. The Kardashians are now about to be surpassed with this new generation of reality shows for the same reasons. Okay? Very important to pay attention to that. Okay? Kanye fights this as well too. It has more to do with him trying to still maintain being the it guy, as well as trying to maintain balance in his family, as well as trying to maintain his creativity, and still try to get the world to recognize that he is a leader in this speak of how he carries himself more so than a voice. Also, you can name any action or movie star or beautiful lead actress who go from changing from having to have people do their own stunts or from having a role where they had parents or grandparents to actually being the parent. Oh boy, my final point is this. Nothing about this has to do with finance, okay? Because gratefully, everybody who I just spoke to should not have to work another day in their life, money-wise. So it's not a money thing, okay? It's more of a literal identity crisis of where they were to where they currently are and trying to maintain that place and status in society. But here's the thing, me included, you included, Goju Nation. Pay close attention. It's been said to you already. You've heard it. You just might not pay attention to it. So I'm going to say it again while we're right here. You ready? Father Time is undefeated. So swivel, pivot, figure it out. Okay? But get past this identity crisis, because that's literally what we're in the middle of watching. Do not be fooled by what you're seeing. Recognize what they are actually doing. That is certified. How I do, Goju Nation? Well, that's your job to tell me. Slide in them DMs. Let me know how I'm doing. Threads, X, Facebook, IG, Twitter. Slide in GMs. Poppy, hit me on Twitter. Excuse me. Hit me on all platforms. Let me not overthink this, okay? Let me just simply say all platforms. At GothamJungle, one word, exactly how it sounds, okay? Goju Nation, overly appreciated, okay? Probably have a guest star next week. Let me know how you feel. Let me know how you're doing, okay? Appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your spirit. Very important point before we go. Light and darkness cannot coexist at the same time. So if you choose to be one, choose to be the light. Appreciate it. Thank you, Goju Nation. We'll be back soon. All right. Industry rule number 4080. I am and always will be talent.